for them. The Atlas Open. It's like,
Nope.
no, I don't think so either. So at the end of the day, they're just going to have to deal with it through outplaying their opponents. So now I'd say focus on your own game, right? Instead of trying to go for just meta picks or trying to deny even YG's picks from game one, play your style of MLBB, all right? Build around what your strength is. And right now, for me, it's Coily on Assassins and everybody else on winning matchups. So get that first.
Yeah, okay. So they were already able to take the Coily on Assassin box earlier. So maybe does that mean you pick up your pick for Soriam Felix earlier?
Yes.
Because Rainday did point out earlier that means that Soriam Felix was getting his picks always picked last now for 2 games in a row.
Which is like not Lapu-Lapu, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
nope.
seeing the Barats, you're seeing all those picks,
Yeah.
right? I was thinking maybe you could go for something like an Alice as well. Early on,
Yeah,
dealing
yeah.
with the glue as well. So there's so many answers. It's just don't panic. Don't overthink. Think of the easiest answer first, right?
Yeah.
Easy's better, bro.
Keep it simple.
Crowd control, damage. Obviously, they're building around a lot of different things. You can understand PP also going onto the Belleric because he's had such good games with them. But the way that their draft is complementing each other, there's something missing. YG have had every single time good laning phases and then good team fights that were threatening. But Harar coming out early for pro, but these bans,
Pretty much the same.
they take away the Zushin though.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't get counter with that in mid, with a which set up the Guinevere and a lot of other things.
Yeah. They pick up the Hirara for themselves. We're in dangerous grass again. So it looks like Pro Esports are going to try and see if they could just remix to a much better ending for them the draft from game number 2. Yangon still picking up the Eudora. And instead of going for the Belleric rush, which I feel like Yangon is thinking is the pick now that Pro Esports is looking into, they pick up instead of the Barrett's rush, excuse me, they pick up the Belleric. And then now here comes Pro. They get their power picks onto Kozin. They get the Harith. He's played 5 games with it and has won 4. They pick up the Uranus, which again solves a lot of their problems. But the Esmeralda's still open. Yangon says, no, we're feeling it. We're picking up the Fanny.
It's just so all so good. Again, for Young Galacticos, they saw the Uranus ban in game number 2, right? The Uranus ban with the Phobius and the Atlas. Then that's the reason they went for the Barat super early. Even if you countered it, it's going to be flex anyways, but even if you countered it, it won't be a crazy counter like the Uranus. This time around, they go Belleric, Eudora, the easy route, and then they see the Uranus on the other side. They don't bite on the Barats then. They just go for the Fanny because there's no lockdown heroes. Now they get rid of those heroes. The Cho, taken out already.
Yeah, with Pro Esports, they're slowly running out of options really to have answers for this Fanny unless they can swing out with a Badang in the roam. This seems like that might be their last best option for it.
They can still pull off something crazy like a Dairoth with a Fanny up top, the Uranus against the Dairoth, right? It's not something that I would, go for usually, but if they really just want to snowball and if they think they already kind of mentally destroyed their opponents from the last 2 games.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of CC and there's someone to capitalize on it right there. So you see the game plan. This, I feel that they're just getting the people who need to do well, from Kozin to Sariam Felix, to Han. I mean, I feel like to counter this assassin matchup, you do need something strong, and Coily needs that Hirara. So at this point, do you feel that this is a better draft, at least a better attempt?
For Pro Esports? Yeah, for sure. I mean, we asked for them to get their Soriam Felix hero much earlier. They get Coily and Assassin. They get the power pick into Kozin's hand. Now they can just adjust for row mid. I feel like the previous drafts, they were looking at row mid way too early and then now decided, okay, let's switch it up. Let's get side lane prio and then we adjust our row mid later.
I like that Selena ban too, right? This time they have the prio on Uranus. Tempo advantage for sure and XP guaranteed. So it could work as long as they get, again, tempo in mid with the Hirara.
Yeah. So do you think Pro might need to ban out an Alice here?
They might.
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very good combination. It's someone that can actually deal with the Uranus as well.
That Alice gets let through.
We've seen the Ruby picked up, also from YG.
Ooh, they get gold lane bans instead. So they really want to get a better matchup at gold.
Yeah, again, they're just trying to win those matchups. Hirara pick and then winning those matchups individually. So I like the approach from Pro already. Much better than game 1, game 2, but yeah, I completely forgot about that pick. My favorite pick as well. Melissa. Oh, God.
And it's tough because if you go for something like Vexana, you're just going to get eaten up. Now they're forced to play the Valentina, but you have no more reach. You go for the Badang as expected, but they cannot reach this Melissa.
No, they cannot.
So that could be a win condition there. YG
Alice.
again.
Yeah.
Just close it out with an Alice or maybe even a glue. Not really. No, I'd prefer the Alice.
They're feeling feisty. The Sora, technically, there's already the Valentina, but it's going to be mid, right?
Yeah.
Final pick from YG.
I wonder if YG are already thinking that they've won this and they're taking their sweet time with the last pick.
I think so. I think they're trying to find the pick to go and, you know, put the nail in the coffin.
They found it. They found it.
Ruby.
It's the
You
Ruby.
called it.
You called it. Good, great call, Rain Day. Okay. The anti-dash, the pull, they have the combo. A lot of stopping power for the Melissa. This is all in the Melissa. But again, they still have the Eudora. They could easily snowball early on. The Fanny. Theoretically, this looks perfect for Yangon, but if any major slip-ups happen early, then Pro has a chance, which is tough because you're begging your opponents to make a mistake.
Drafts have gotten better each game for Pro Esports, but it doesn't have one more game to go. If you don't get the job done here, you're going home. Your key is crushed at MSC. It's time for YG to either move on into the semifinals or Pro Esports is going to push us to another game in this best of 5. Let's send it back over to Naisu and Leo to kick us off.
Here we go. It's gotta happen here for Pro Esports. Yangon Galacticos back-to-back dominant games, but will this draft work this time to get us to another game and get Pro Esports one step closer to moving forward? Or will the key get crushed after this one? Yangon Galacticos, Leo, has been so good, so on point. This draft, though, I wouldn't say is as, let's say, guaranteed as the last 2 games.
There's a lot that they're trying here, especially when they threw the Ruby into Ying's hands.
Yep.
Blink bullying a PPP out of the mid prio. If there is something I might say is Pro, especially at this precipice, at this pivot point in this match, they're putting it all on Coily and Kozin. They put the comfort picks, the Hirara and the Harith on these 2 players, these imports from the Philippines, to try and turn it around. Stroke of genius what they did though, especially with picking the Valentina in mid.
Yeah.
Kind of blocked out Ying Sora.
Yeah, that dealt with it, but I still think that even Ying picking up the Ruby here, you know, it serves the purpose of you just have this crazy amount of crowd control that it can help you catch the Hirara if you need to. It can help you catch Kozin if you need to.
Reliable damage too.
Yep, damage, but you also is a way to pop a Purify for Kozin. And you got to remember too, Kozin, this is a signature comfort pick for him. If I remember correctly, this is, I think it's Kozin on the Harith that has the most kills in one game.
Him or Coily. Now they're putting so much pressure. Sorry, I'm Felix. Han draws first blood.
Oh, that's tough, man. Again, you do not want to let these early kills, these early first bloods go in the hands of the likes of Han on a Fanny, mind you. You know, to go ahead and just snowball much quicker. And every time a Fanny's in play, you know that you want to go ahead and just kind of put some pressure on that jungle, especially the purple buff, try to stall her out a little bit, but you get this kind of lead, could be really bad. But first turtle that comes up, they've got the space to work with. Ying's got the level 4. Kaizei's still trying to go ahead and cap it out here just because, again, once he gets that ultimate, that combo is so deadly.
And he will. Yangon Galacticos are in such a dominant position for this first turtle. Blink flushes PPP out of that pixel brush. Sa has the Wrath of Dryads, but I don't think that's the best ult to have right now, especially when you're a soft little Valentina at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, you don't want to just put yourself in that position, but they'll really take it slow here. Bit of a reset. Han goes back to base, wants to get his purple buff. So maybe they just trade it out. Maybe they decide they don't want to. Really good decision here, though, from Pro Esports to just see that window of opportunity, take it. At least it's something for them. So, again, turtle in the hands of Pro Esports. They'll kind of just recalibrate, slow things down a bit. Even with this, again, knowing that you have a Harith in the hands of Kozin, you need to go ahead and allow him to stay alive, build up on there. Melissa's too. You know, there's a reason now. We've seen her pop up a couple times throughout the past group stage days, and she can be pretty deadly when she hits that power spike.
Impressive. Staying the hand for Yangon Galacticos, but Pro Esports knew what Yangon was doing, and they got in there and got the advantage, which is good, because again, oh my lord, sorry Felix, popping that consecration last second. They're waiting for Kozin's mid-game power spike.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, that there's so much attention up there. You would think, you know, on the Uranus up there in the XP lane. We're sorry on Felix.
Whoa, Kaizei. Coming in, but PPP stops the exit. Now here comes the Wrath of the Dryad as PPP gets taken down. Han and Blink walk away.
Okay, a trade. Oh, wait. This is still putting potential up there.
Han Walks to the wall. Ying to the rescue. Coily, retribution. That's a steal on a small camp.
All right, that's what Coily needed to do. You can see he's slowly building up a bit of a XP lead also against Han. Even though Han had those early kills, it's just some of his camp's been taken away from him. They've really done a good job. Pro Esports has done a great job of just kind of choosing their fights and slowing down a bit. They're able to catch out Kaise again. This is one of the great things about having that Bedang in the roam in the hands of P. He can actually just kind of take them for a surprise, whether he uses the flicker or not, to set things up for a potential kill. You just have to be able to go ahead and survive once Blink literally comes forward and Wrath the Dryads, like we just saw. And, you know, that's why also when you look at what Sa has been taking, he's got his own, right? I'm not sure if he's really going to change anything other than just having the Wrath of the Dryad for him.
It sounds like the perfect Rochambeau, because right in the middle is Sa, who is relying on what ult he gets. Right now, 2v1, Soria Felix! Pops the consecration one more time underneath the turret. Not going to be safe here as 3 of them go for it. They had to send Kaise up too, but this opens up another turtle for Pro.
Pro's willing to trade, man. You know, if it's Saria and Felix going down, I don't think that's too bad for Pro Esports.
No.
Right? He's just the Uranus. He's going to go ahead and deal with some pressure. As long as his team is trading something for it somewhere else, which happens to be now the second turtle, then that's all good.
Hey, you want to make some omelets, you got to crack some eggs.
Got to crack some eggs.
And in this situation, Soria and Felix is the egg.
That's a big egg, man. But
hard to open.
He eventually, though, too, even though he's died a couple times, he'll be tanky enough to be that front line for this team, for sure.
Buying time now inside the left side bush. Ying gets found out. Coily traded out for. Making that a 2-for-1 as Han finds a double. P falls as well. I don't even know who really started that fight, but at the end of the day, I think Pro have lost the lead that they've built up over the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think they both just saw each other and like, you know what, let's fight. Because that's exactly what they did. Let's take a look at the replay. Again, this is all, they're all centered around here. You can just see that double basically Wrath of Dryads being set up, but the problem is because you're fighting in that little choke point and you've got the walls to work with, Han kind of gets that upper hand where he can just kind of cable back and forth.
Like Spider-Man.
Hey, go see it while you can.
Han picks up the Malefic Roar now. A lot of damage coming through, so it's not Sanji time just yet.
Yeah.
Nor is Kaise going as hard as he was in game number 2. So we're expecting Han to be the real punisher this early on. Especially since Pro has lost that, you know, big 1,000 gold lead they had in the 5-minute mark. Oh, big wall put up. Blink gets caught. He answers with a Wrath of the Dryad. Han comes in. Cutthroat finds B. Serves up a kill to Kaise.
Okay, flicker burn from Kaise. Again, really good counterpunch there from YG. Pro Esports has to choose these fights a little bit better, but they can start to go ahead and rely on this. Oh, Kozin.
Uh-oh. He drops that Salmon Force.
Oh, the cable.
Han, maybe one more enhanced basic attack would have taken down the Fanny midair.
They popped the Purify from Kozin. Kozin is going to be that guy for Pro Esports once he scales into this Harith. This third turtle, though, being worked on by Yangon and Galacticos, most likely will go in their hands unless a Conceal's already used. They're going to fight for it.
Drop in Muddles, Ying skewers. There's the Wrath of the Dryad coming down.
Han.
And the lineup on Pro Esports are compromised, but Young Galacticos lost a little too much health. It's Pro's going to be making themselves scarce for now.
Yep, turtle secure though by YG. So they fought for it. There was an attempt there from Pro. Pro's still in a good position though, even though they lose that turtle. It looks like they had a hard time with that team fight, but they're still in a really good position to go into that first Lord. That's really where it's going to matter. You can also see gold lane, right? There's a bit of an advantage for Kozin. He had a really good time in the laning phase, has about a 700 gold lead. He's already got the Starlium Scythe worked in, and that's why, you know, imagine one item locked in for that Harith. You're already seeing the damage potential that he can have in these fights.
And he's on his way to the feather. There you go. So even more, that little moment here in that mid lane, even with that Purify pop, again, he already has that passive resilience coming in, about 30% less he'll take from, you know, the little stuns on Ying or Wrath of the Dryads. This is that mid-game power spike we're looking for coming in from Pro.
And Sa has been pretty good with the Wrath of the Dryad usage. That's one of the things here. Sorry, I'm Felix, man. They're going for the eggs again.
Yep, this is what he's meant to do. Pops that Purify, Consecration as well, buys maybe 2 seconds, but will not stop Yangon from pushing this tier 1 down bottom. But it's not like Coily hasn't been doing work as well. Look at that chubby wave he sent up. And now Sanji gets found out. Why would you take that weird exit?
I'm not sure. Really good choice there from Pro. Yeah, they lost Saria and Felix again for the 3rd time. but they were able to capitalize a kill on the gold laner of YG, but they also put some pressure on some of these turrets. They want to start to open up the map a little bit here, just because, again, that Lord's coming up in about 15. You need some space to work with. And some of these off angles is what they can really hone in on and highlight here. Again, having that Bedang, having San Valentina with the Wrath of the Dryad, with the Flicker available, there's some surprise setups that Pro Esports can play around. So now that Lord is up, we'll see who decides to get in range for this. Coily been very elusive so far in the Herrera, able to kind of just utilize these extra brushes across the map, the mobility obviously that comes with it, and then that scalability here built in. So Sarian Felix needed that Radiant Armor. He's got it locked in now. So again, despite all the pressure he's dealt with, his one job is pretty much to be that front line, that bulwark. So it gives P that option too to go in with this Bedang to set things up. So very slow in this Lord take. I don't expect anyone to take it just yet, as both teams still look to find some opening, some real estate across the map.
Well, I'll be damned. In late July 2026, a dance has been begun, but no, they pick PP off first. And now Coily looking for more. Han picks up Kozin. That's 2 men down from Pro. This is a non-starter. The Cambodian squad has to back off. Suddenly, Yangon Galacticos have all but secured themselves a Lord. Sarian Felix looking to come in from the flank. Coily takes a few hits from Sanji. Lord here at a 16th of its health within Retribution range. Han, all he has to do is Retribution now. Yangon Galacticos takes the Lord.
Wow, again, Yangon Galacticos showing their fighting prowess here in these team fights. I was thinking they'd slow it down enough, but again, when you have a Ruby and Ying can just say, you know what, let's go. And he makes it happen again, going in with an I'm offended. Even if it's a tankier member for Pro Esports, they don't care. It's a pull, they can crash down, get a numbers advantage, and that's what happened there in that team fight. So now, Lord in their favor, Yangon Galacticos looking to take down some tier 2s.
Despite all we've been saying about Kozin's mid-game power spike, or Coily getting in there, dealing damage, he still doesn't have any stacks on his Sky Piercer. Yep. If anything, P is the most important utility in Pro's team fighting kit. He needs to catch someone. At best, if it's Han, if he can compromise Sanji, but that's how they start fights. No way other can they start anything.
And I think that's why that Melissa pick was really good too. You know, you get that ultimate, that go away from me. You're able to kind of buy some space with it. Good dodge there. Not getting pulled from Ying's I'm offended. But the Lord is still here. So now they've got to respond to this. They are just most likely, I don't expect them to approach the base yet, because Yangon Galacticos is still really respecting what Pro Esports' lineup can do. So at most, they take down some tier 2s.
He comes in, finds it, does force Han to back up, but he will fall now. One more for Han. And I think P is getting a little impatient. I'm not so sure how well they coordinated that whole ambush.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like they were ready to follow through on that. And now, again, this Bedang, it serves a purpose. There's a reason why it's there. Oh no, tier 2.
Coily! I-frame to survive, but in comes Blink. Flicker after the Dryad fights too. Stop falls as well. And now it's all falling apart. 3 members down for the count. But YG has no wave, so Pro can thank their lucky stars. Felix so close.
So close, but again, this is about all Yangon Galacticos can take off of that push. We'll take down, open up the map, take down the tier 2 turrets. But you're seeing just how much of a struggle it is for Pro Esports even to find an advantage when it comes to a team fight. It's so crucial. Oh, whoa.
Kozin! Drops the Zaman Force, gets a few shields.
Zaman Force down, though.
Pushing Han back, yes. This is what, a good 20 seconds before Kozin can punish anyone from pushing too deep, but they've already lost their top lane inhibitor. Permanent damage onto the base. Blink with a rather dried on himself. Sanji wailing away. P! He's gonna fall once more. He does get the wall up, but where's the damage? There's the Zaman Force. Kozin looking to deal a lot of damage. Han might get compromised here. Down on 10th of his health. Kozin doing his darndest, and Coily finds a shutdown. Pro loses just one.
I didn't expect the fight to break out there, but Pro Esports decided to go for it anyway. They thought they were able to catch Blink, but instead there was a counter punch from YG. Although they didn't lose too much, some battle spells were expended on both sides.
That's about as fruitful as it can get for Pro right now.
Yeah.
That turret was going to fall either ways. The fact that they can get a trade out, especially for a roamer in exchange for the mid laner, that's a good deal. That'll help at least stop the bleeding.
Yeah, it's not bad. But again, the Purify is down currently for Kozin. You know, he's got, like we said, he's got the items he needs. You can already see that damage potential, but it's more so being able to survive a fight. Almost all the fights we've seen so far, it's just been a numbers advantage for Yangon Galacticos, because usually it's PP just going down very quickly when he tries to set things up.
Whoa, there's the stolen ult already spent up, but now Kozin dashing around.
Kozin?
He's in the right position. Down goes Zeke, but underneath the Lord, Sanji throws out a needle, takes him down. Now Sorium Felix bites it as well. 2 for 1 the trade. And this all but spells another sure Lord for Yangon Galacticos.
Oh, again, Pro Esports, just the team fighting is not it right now throughout this series. Even Kozin taking a big shot from the Lord there. You know, he didn't have much room to work with, but he's still got to get up in time for this defense if he can. 10 seconds left on his timer. Mid-turret will go down. They've got some time to walk down this last wave, this bottom wave, to potentially take out the last base turret. So YG will go for a reset. They'll march this one in, walk it down. Sorium Felix will be back up. They've got nearly all the battle spells that they need here. But same thing for the other side for YG. P doesn't have a flicker, and you know, with the Badang, that's one of the main things that he needs to kind of set things up. So far, just all these setups, man, have not worked.
Okay, fortunately, they are in dangerous grass, so he can find these odd angles. All right, he will be put down about half health. Lord already inside the base.
Got to deal with that Lord.
Pro Esports has to do this very, very carefully. Lord down about half. Kozin still has a Purify. They drop all the damage. Down goes another base up next. Kozin doing his darndest to clear the waves and deal a lot of damage.
They clear the Lord.
And they do clear the Lord, but there's still a wave coming in through mid. And just like that, Yangon Galacticos remain undefeated. Vicious win, a sweep in the quarters.
Yangon Galacticos was not joking around throughout this series. Maybe in game 3 it took him a little bit longer, but it just repeats itself time after time after time. 3 dominant games against Pro Esports here. Again, taking even drafts that we're not used to seeing just a couple days ago. Shades of it. Things that worked, things that didn't, they readjusted, refined. And I'll tell you what, Yangon Galacticos looks like a big threat moving forward.
In every single game, they've managed to dissect Pro Esports' play, denying Coily and Kozin that bloodthirsty play style. They have thrown us back